Our next guest gained critical acclaim for her starring role in the hit film Bend It Like Beckham. And now she's the new doctor on ER. Please welcome Parminder Nagra.
Hello, Parminder. How are you? Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I'm a big fan. Thank you.
Parminder's from England, as some of you may know, and it was in that big movie, Bend It Like Beckham. Got a big role there and lots of acclaim, and now winds up on ER and living in Los Angeles.
Yes.
So from London to LA, huh?
Yes. What's it like? What's the biggest adjustment?
I think, you know, logistically at first it was hard for me the first couple of months, you know, down to driving and the DMV and social security numbers, and it was all of that kind of stuff that was much more difficult than actually going to work and just doing my job.
Did you ever drive on the wrong side of the street out of force of habit?
You know, I nearly did. There was one night in Beverly Hills, I think I almost killed myself. I was driving in a car, went right on the other side, and all I could see was two headlamps coming towards me. And I thought, if I don't speed up or reverse back, I'm gonna die. And so, you know, I pretty much did a nifty little three-point turn and managed to get out of that.
Wow, good for you.
I had the biggest. I nearly had a heart attack. It was horrible.
Otherwise, you'd wind up in ER.
Well,
That was a snapper. It was good for you.
I still got it. How'd you learn how to play soccer so well?
you know, we had a fantastic trainer who taught us a method called football de salão, which is a Brazilian technique, and you use mostly smaller balls, which are heavier, so it hones your technique much more. So he taught us a lot of first touch on the ball, and we did that for about a couple of months before.
And you
we
had never
started
played before?
Oh God, no.
You're kidding.
It drove me mad. It was like, you know, the thing wouldn't do what I wanted to do half the time. Then I had a camera and script to contend with.
Yeah.
It was crazy, but it was a lot of fun.
Did you know that movie was going to be such the global success that it became?
You know, I thought people would like it because, you know, finally there was a story being told about, you know, not just an Asian girl, but a British Asian girl from that side of the story. But to be sat here and 3 years later since making it, still talking about it is just amazing to me, because normally films come and go, you know, within a couple of months, and they're on DVD and they've gone. So it's for the momentum of that to keep going, which is just, I think, a
very
testament.
special, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you pronounce your name? Because we've been destroying it since yesterday. So.
Do you know, I actually don't mind. Depends where you're from.
Right.
So if you're from the north of England, you'd be going, you know, Parminder.
How about if you're from the south of Jersey?
South of Jersey.
Parminder.
Parminder, that's right.
What does that mean? Does it have a meaning?
It means, I found out a few years ago, it means supreme goddess.
Wow. Excuse us. We'll be right back with the supreme goddess. Parminder Nagra, you see her on ER. You may have seen her on Bend It Like Beckham, but that's quite a journey. So how does this thing happen?
How does it happen?
Yeah, how do you go from, you know...
It happens when your movie opens in America, and then you go in and do lots of general meetings because you become curious about what it might be like.
Right.
And then you end up in John Wells' office, who's the creator of ER, and he sits there and goes, so how do you fancy doing some ER?
That's so great.
It's not the way it happens normally,
No,
so
that's
it's
right.
like, you know...
Is it hard playing a doctor? Do you have to do lots of research and all that?
I spent, just before I went in, I spent a few days at UCLA hospital in LA, and witnessed a real-life trauma, actually. Don't ask me how, but this guy got his head stuck in the wheel well of a plane, and the left, I know, it's like, how did that happen? But he was, I think, one of the mechanics on the floor, but the left side of his face was had collapsed, you know, on one side, and completely had swelled up. And all this modern technology around, and the attending asked for a paperclip to open his eye so he could get behind the eye and see if there was a blood clot or something behind it. I mean, luckily he was fine. His face needed rebuilding and everything, but it was...
Are you squeamish?
I thought I would be, and actually in that situation, the doctor who was with me and showing me around was kind of intellectualizing it all and saying, right, now we're trying to do this to save this part, now we're trying to do that. And so when you're talked through it like that, you kind of think, okay, now it's about saving this man, as opposed to kind of going, ugh, there's blood. I mean, there'd be no use if they were kind of standing there going, there's loads of blood everywhere, you know.
Right.
Got to get that job done.
Exactly.
What's going on in your juicy personal life? Huh?
Do you know, not very much.
Come on, you're with us.
I spend half my time.
Oh, stop it, you're working all the time. There's something going on, I know there is. All right, let's see Dr. Neela at work, because she's obviously not going to tell us the real stuff about it. But anyway, we'll take a look at the professional side of Parminder. Okay, here's Dr. Neela, ER.
Trach is out.
She must have just pulled it.
She needs a new one.
Never force Shiley uncuffed. Okay, I'll call a doctor.
No, I can do it.
You need some surgery.
Right. Okay, ma'am. Extend your neck and look up at the ceiling. On your third breath. Ready? In, out. In, out. Big breath in.
Pulse ox coming up.
Let's tighten.
Got it.
Thank you.
Doctors. We don't need no stinking doctors.
Nina! She could use some ice chips.
Oh, that was quick. So that's the television side. We've got a new movie coming out called Ella.
Ella Enchanted.
Ella Enchanted, yeah.
It's a modern-day Cinderella with Annie Hathaway, who's in Princess Diaries, playing the lead, and it's a modern-day Cinderella. It's a fantastic, very kind of Shrek in style, but obviously with live people, lots of ogres and elves, and
wow,
it's great.
Sounds like a lot of fun. All right, so ER is on Thursday night, 10 o'clock on NBC, and Enchanted Ella comes out in April. So nice meeting you, Parminder. Good luck to you. We'll be right back.
More information on anything on Live on our website. Live will return in a moment.